my Halloween makeup.
Today we're doing a tools tour of the 15 tools we use to run this 6-figure online business. It's going to be more fun than it sounds, and I'll actually screen share and show you what we do in each tool. I'll do a pretty speedy tour for each tool since we have 15 tools to cover in this video, but if you do want a more in-depth tour of any of these tools, let me know in the comments below. So obviously, depending on the type of business you run, these tools will be different for you. For me specifically, these are tools that we use to run a digital product-based online business, aka my primary products that I sell are digital products, online courses. Oh, and a big shout out to Jace for the idea for this YouTube video. Thanks, Jace. Hey, my name is Dea, freelancer, digital business manager, most recently entrepreneur. And as always, you can find sections on the play bar below if you want to skip to a certain part of the video. Your time is precious. Take what you need and go. Take it and go. And if you want to watch this on 2x, I will not be offended in the least. Okay, let's dive into the video and mini Dea. So first up are our tools we use internally for business management. So the first one that we use is Asana, which you can see right here. This is what Asana looks like. It is what we use for project management. Essentially, it is for free. And as a business, we primarily use Asana, but we are now migrating to ClickUp, which I'm really excited about because I really like ClickUp, though I will say ClickUp is a little less user-friendly than Asana. So just keep that in mind. These tools contain all the info on our projects, tasks in the business. It's the tools that keep us on track with due dates, assignees for every little thing that needs to get done, like whether that is a recurring weekly task to send an email or set up a new product on the site. All of it goes into the project management tool because if it's not in there, it's not going to get done. And if you don't have a project management tool, you should get one. Even if you don't have a business, even if you're not freelancing, you should just have a project management tool for your life, because if you want things to get done, it needs to be written somewhere. You need to hold yourself accountable to do it. You need this if you're a business owner, basically. So yeah, so this is a little tour of our Asana. I can't show you like anything too private or anything, but you can see here you can like put projects on the left-hand side. So here we have like DBM tasks, content bank, digital Cosmos internships, coding with Max is another business that Max and I run together. Here we have all the templates. So I love to keep templates at the top so that we can just easily duplicate processes for new tasks, things that we do over and over again, essentially. And then Chelsea is my program assistant, marketing assistant. She's awesome. Hey, Chelsea. She has some stuff here. And then like in the future, dream to-dos are things that she currently doesn't have time for, but I'd love for her to work on one day. And yeah, that's basically what that looks like. So here you can see we have different categories and checklists, templates. That's Asana. Everything gets assigned that needs to get done with a due date. And once it's done, you just press complete and then it disappears and there's a little rainbow that goes across. So we love Asana. It's awesome. Next up that we use is Slack for communication. Slack is free. We use Slack for like short questions, back and forth discussions. We have a few channels here where we discuss things specific to our projects. So see here, this is our internal team Slack. I also have Slack for other things, like externally for my course. There's a community that comes with it. So all the students are in a separate Slack community, but this one is for the one that we use internally. So we have quite a few channels here. General is just general stuff. I don't really update it much other than like exciting stuff. Like for example, when our first YouTube video was live. So yeah, that was really exciting. Accounting, daily updates is where everyone puts in their daily updates of what they're working on. So we can all kind of keep track of that. DBM Bootcamp is stuff specific to DBM Bootcamp. DC Bugs is like when we were checking for bugs on a new website called Data Checkpoint. Designs and ads that I like, I always put in here so we have some like inspiration for future things. Digital marketing is just things we're learning for digital marketing. D&D is a fun potential future project. Fun stuff. Testimonials, things I'd love to like read one day, but I don't want to read right away. I put here, and sometimes the other team members also read it and we can discuss. And YouTube is where we track like all the YouTube updates. So like all of the things that go on for our YouTube videos and edits that we need between our awesome editor, Matilda, who's watching this. Next up is our Notion. Notion is also free. I'm kind of experimenting more and more with Notion nowadays. I wouldn't consider it like a permanent aspect of our tool stack, and it's definitely not an essential, but I really like it for taking notes, and I find it a little bit more customizable, which I really like. It reminds me of Airtable, but with more capabilities for writing longer form text, which is super nice, and building custom dashboards and views, which I really like as well. So I've been testing it out, and I mean, based on this sidebar, you can kind of see that I've like, I was like, I'll just dip my toe into it, and now I'm like submerged completely in the Notion pool. So here's, for example, one of our, and I can do a full Notion tour if you guys want to see that. I don't think my Notion is like perfect yet, so I'm not sure I want to do a full tour yet, or I'm not ready yet, but so yeah, so this is what our YouTube Notion looks like. You can see our tiny goals. Like, I still remember this like it was yesterday, and I just can't believe that there are actual people watching these videos. It's just the biggest shout out to you, because you're awesome. And then here's our full content plan. I'm really liking this because with Airtable, you can do all of this, and I'll show you our Airtable in a second, but with Airtable, you can do all of this. But what I really like with Notion is I can go into each of these and I write my outlines and scripts in here directly, which I really like, because with Airtable, it's a little harder to like put in a lot of text. And that's what I do essentially. So you're kind of getting, this is kind of meta, because let me show you a really meta one. This one. This is the one I'm recording right now. So you can see here. I have some like notes for, like, check this out. This is where we're currently at Notion. So that's what our Notion board here for YouTube looks like. We have a bunch of things linked out to like inspo and linked to the YouTube Google Drive folder, purpose, vision, all that good stuff. And then like you can filter here for is live, and you'll see all the videos that are live on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm really liking this. And whenever I find a tool that really inspires me to do work, I'm like, just lean into it. Don't overthink it. But yeah, you can see here lots of other things. Email Armageddon is my email project. This is like weekly emails to my list, balance of the email, sequences, what's valuable. This is me working with my writer to be like, here are the pillars. Each email should be concise, you know, CTAs, that kind of stuff. And then we track all of the emails in here, what they are. If any of these are interesting to you, sign up for my email list and I promise you'll get them. And yeah, so that's how we keep track of that. So I'm really liking it because when you click in here, you can actually like look and see the text itself, which I really like, because it kind of combines like database plus, yeah, just like long form text friendly content. So that is what I'm currently using Notion on, but I've got lots of stuff going on in there. The next tool that I absolutely love is Airtable. Airtable, yeah, is just like one of my absolute favorites. You can see here I have lots of workspaces. Workspaces, you can just divide it up based on your clients or your different projects or anything like that. So here's kind of like my preliminary ones. So here's like the DBM Bootcamp program and curriculum tracker, which basically tracks every single lesson that's in DBM Bootcamp. I can give you a sneak peek here. Here is just basically every single lesson listed out, all the modules, what the status was, because I used this when I was creating the course to be like, what's going on with each thing, which tier, recorded, edited, live, plan, length of each video. That's what that looks like. And other than that, we have our customer relationship management, which tracks every single student that comes into DBM Bootcamp, our testimonial form and capturing all the testimonials from happy students, capstone project submissions from students, our SOP playbook, yeah, lots of the UTM tracking, like when we track all the different UTM links, like we keep track of it in this thing. When we're hiring, we also use like Airtable basis because you can create a form and then it keeps track of all the candidates. So yeah, so I've got lots of stuff in here. And I love Airtable. If you want a full Airtable tool, again, let me know. I'm just going speedy through this because we have 15 things to cover. And finally, of course, Google Workspace. I love Google Workspace. I use every single aspect of Google Workspace. Comes with everything, the goodies, docs, slides, hangouts, calendar, spreadsheets, drawings. I use all of the above. Love it. We store all our stuff in here. Don't know what I would do without it. So here's one example of our YouTube folder. Every single thing we do goes in here when it comes to YouTube, and it's how me, Matilda, the video editor, and Chelsea, my assistant for marketing, can keep track of everything. So you can see here, archive is all the videos that are already up. So if I just click into it, you can see all the different versions as we are making updates, the thumbnail options before we decide on a final one, the raw footage, and the raw audio, because I recorded on the mic so that we get better audio quality. So yeah, so love Google Drive as well. So next up are product fulfillment type tools, which is basically just tools we use to fulfill on our products. So our courses and other digital products, things we need to make people get the stuff that they pay for and to maintain their accesses and all that good stuff. So the first one is Zapier, which I don't just pay for Zapier, I also pay for a specific upgrade or add-on called WooCommerce Zapier, because WooCommerce is what I use for my payment processor, so that just links Zapier and WooCommerce. So Zapier we use for all things automations. If you don't know what Zapier is, it allows you to connect one app with another basically. So here you can see some of our zaps. So for example, we have a zap whenever someone joins DBM Bootcamp, my course, I get a notification in Slack. So that's a zap connecting the payment processor and Slack together, holding hands. Another one we have is every time someone joins DBM Bootcamp, they get zapped into our customer relationship management in Airtable, which I showed you earlier. That keeps track of our students, so they get to connect with each other. It's magic. Other ones we have here, you can see when people join my free Facebook group. I'll leave a link below if you want to head on over there. No pressure. They get zapped into ActiveCampaign, which is my email management tool. Other ones, when they submit a quiz, they get added into MailerLite, which is the other email management tool that I'm migrating away from. Stripe sales to Slack is what I just talked about. So that's Zapier. It's awesome. Next up is Vimeo. Vimeo is where we host all of our video content, and I just had to laugh because I pulled up Vimeo and this was like the first still of a video. This was from a Dungeons and Dragons game that we played on the weekend for Halloween, where Max was dressed up as his character and he was completely painted blue. I just had to do this to him. I had to show this. But yeah, you can see here, other than that, this is the clip you just saw that I just recorded the screen recording of. Vimeo has an awesome screen recorder thing now, which you can kind of see here on the bottom right, which is awesome. So I use that for screen recordings. I also use it for quick explainer videos. Like this is a quick explainer video for my video editor on what exactly she should edit for the previous video that I filmed, and just like any small things that I noticed. But other than that, you can see we have lots of folders here. We just keep track of everything. DBM Mastermind is a mastermind that I ran, so all the recordings are in there. DBM Shop, Instagram, TikTok backups, the mini DBM challenge that I run, and all the recordings for the video there. All of the DBM Bootcamp course content is on Vimeo as well. So this folder right here is basically all the lessons of DBM Bootcamp. All 100 plus of them are stored in here so that I can put it on my website and people can actually watch it. The next one we use for product fulfillment is Printify. Printify is essentially you get to upload a design. So we use Printify for all the gift fulfillment of students for DBM Bootcamp. We send them little gifts at different checkpoints and milestones in the course. So we fulfill like customized laptop stickers, we do t-shirts, notebooks, that kind of stuff. And then every time something comes in, we just fulfill the order via these products. And then of course, a big aspect of not just like product fulfillment, this one kind of like is across different categories because it's also part of our marketing and sales really, is our website, which we use WordPress. WordPress is what we use. It's awesome. We use a few plugins for WordPress, so I'm kind of putting them under the category of WordPress, and I'll just show you a few things that we use. The first one is Elementor. Elementor is a page designer, and it's what we use to design all of our pages. So every single page on our website is designed with Elementor. It's like all drag and drop, and I love it. It's one of the best ones I've used thus far, and I highly recommend it if you want to design your pages with WordPress. Next thing we use is LearnDash. LearnDash keeps track of all of our course content. It's really what we use to host our courses. So for example, DBM Bootcamp. So our entire course lives in LearnDash. It organizes everything by lessons. You can also do quizzes with LearnDash, which we have in the course as well. And yeah, it kind of just keeps track of everything. So if I open up DBM Bootcamp and I go into Builder, you can see basically the full course of DBM Bootcamp is all built with LearnDash. And yeah, it's super handy. I love it. It's awesome. Another thing we use here for product fulfillment is cart flows. Cart flows is what we use to build our flows or our funnels essentially. So making sure people go from step to step to step through the different pages of our funnels. And yeah, I really like Cartflows. There are lots of alternatives on the market. Of course, there's like FG Funnels, Kartra, Kajabi, ClickFunnels. Those are all options as well. I just wanted something specifically for WordPress instead of a separate software, if that makes sense. Another thing we use is Thrive Leads and Ultimatum. So Thrive Leads is what we use to capture opt-ins to our email list. So basically when you put your email address on our site because you want XYZ freebie, like if you want to listen to my private podcast, or if you want my free like Notion template or something like that. I'm like totally plugging my freebies. Thrive Leads is what captures the email address and sends it and puts it into ActiveCampaign to then deliver the freebie to you via email, if that makes sense. So here are some of the different lead captures we have with Thrive Leads. You can see here form impressions. So this is the main webinar one. So 24,000 impressions, 9,000 conversions, means 9,700 people have said yes, they wanted it. Conversion rate 39%, which I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, that's what we have for basically every single freebie. So this is the freebie version of my webinar download. This is the podcast, if you want to listen to the private podcast, the Notion freelancer template. Ooh, 72%, pretty good. A JV that I'm running. So these are all of our forms, if that makes sense. And Ultimatum, it always sounds like Ultimato to me. Ultimatum is what we use for countdown timers for certain sales or launches. So basically if we're doing like a limited time thing, then we will use this to create a timer that ticks down and then something happens once the timer is over. And then the final thing that we use here with WordPress is affiliate WordPress, which I'm not going to open because it has like private information, but basically it's where we host our affiliate program. So every single student of DBM Bootcamp can join our affiliate program if they want to refer others to the course. Affiliate WordPress keeps track of like who is coming from where, from which affiliate, and helps me handle the payouts of the program as well. So yeah, so that's a little walkthrough of our WordPress, kind of like the key tools that we use and pay for there for product fulfillment. So the last category are things I would say more marketing sales related for marketing purposes. The first one that I love is Canva. Canva is amazing. I avoided paying for it for a very, very long time for whatever reason, for the cheap reasons, I guess. But they have some awesome features in the premium tier level. I can load in brand colors. I can download things with transparent backgrounds. I can access their paid for library. I love it. Here's a little tour of our Canva. If you will, here I create a lot of mockups in here. I normally create the mockups in here and then I'll drop shadow them on Photoshop. Some ad creative draft ideas. This is some branding brainstorming for a potential future project. This was the original YouTube channel outro. I just needed something fast. Backgrounds for opt-in pages, presentations, podcast cover arts. This is the YouTube channel banner, like all my ideas here. Workbooks, all that good stuff. So lots of different things. It's so easy to start there instead of starting from like a blank document on Photoshop. Like it's so intimidating. It's like the blank page syndrome. So love Canva. I'm so glad I pay for it. Next one is group leads. Group leads is what we use to help us capture leads from our free Facebook group called the A-Team Collective for aspiring VAs, DBMs, OBMs, COOs, and integrators, and migrate them into ActiveCampaign as well. So that just kind of helps us keep track of people that do want to join my email list. Obviously, it's optional. But yeah, that's what we use for that. You can see total leads captured 137. We just started the group, so it's pretty exciting. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about group leads. It's like $8 a month, I think. The next one is MailerLite. So like I mentioned, I'm currently migrating from MailerLite into ActiveCampaign. So you can see here that I stopped inputting people into MailerLite I was like moving all my sign up forms away from MailerLite. So this is the current subscribers we have in MailerLite, and then everybody new is going to ActiveCampaign because ActiveCampaign just has a little bit more like heavier duty tech integrations and automations that I personally want. But yeah, you can see here all the campaigns that I send via MailerLite. I'm not super good with email and I'm trying to be better at it, but you can see here YouTube launch, update emails, that kind of stuff. And that then, of course, what I will say about MailerLite is I think it's fantastic for people just getting started, super budget friendly, and does the job. So if you're just getting started, MailerLite is probably the way to go. But now I'm moving into ActiveCampaign. So this is ActiveCampaign. It is a lot more expensive. It's $130 a month right now for up to 2,500 contacts, which is why you'll see like I haven't migrated my 7,000 people into ActiveCampaign because it's so expensive. But yeah, it has more capabilities, more integrations with our website and payment processor. So I am very excited to begin using ActiveCampaign properly. So that's what I currently use. Next up is we use GoDaddy to buy our website domains. And yes, I have way too many domains. If you're an entrepreneur or business owner, chances are you have a ton of domains. You collect them for no good reason for like future business ideas. If you have lots of domains, tell me what they are because I need to know that I am not alone. But yeah, GoDaddy is what we use to buy our domains. And then finally, for marketing, I also have, this is kind of like product fulfillment as well, because I have 2 podcasts that I use in helloaudio. If you want to like see a whole video about helloaudio, I have that on my channel as well about how to start a private podcast. But I have 2. So this one is for DBM Bootcamp students. So that's kind of product fulfillment because this podcast is like pep talks for students on hurdles that they might get stuck on their journey and just like me walking through it. So actually I can go in and show you. Again, this is a tour, so this is open doors. So you can see here all the episodes we have, like, getting started, imposter syndrome, comparing yourself to others, from rejections. These are like alumni episodes where I invited alumni of the program to record things on their top tips. So love that. And then the other one I have is Dear Biz Bestie, which is a podcast for anybody that wants to listen to it. So if you want to listen to it, this is a new one that I started 2-ish months ago. You can find a link to that below. It's just like me documenting little things and that I am coming across on my journey and sharing behind the scenes updates of my business. So that is what I use to do my private podcast. And yeah, so that's the full tour of all the tools. So now let's get back to big data. So that's our full tools tour of what we use to run this online course, digital product-based online business. They do change sometimes, so maybe I'll have to make an updated version next year or something. But for now, loving this tool setup. If you want to see, again, a more detailed look into any one of these like specific tools, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. But that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.